Hello, and welcome to Opera in Brief, the show that summarizes operas for your convenience and entertainment. Today we will be talking about Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov's 1907 opera The Golden Cockerel, the story of a Tsar who lost the throne because he was too much of a bumbling idiot to keep it. Politics, man. The show opens with a mysterious man called the astrologer. He stands there and basically says, "What you're about to witness isn't real, just a fiction of masks and mirrors. But its message is no less important. Heed it well. You're about to enter the opera zone." So basically there's this Tsar named Dodon. He's all, "I'm old and tired and don't want to go to war anymore, but the people one kingdom over want to go to war extra. What do I do?" One of his sons says, "Here's one way not to go to war," and the Tsar says, "Great," but the general says, "That's a bad idea." So the other son says, "Here's a different way to not go to war," and the Tsar says, "Great," but the general says, "That's an even worse idea." So everybody starts shouting and the astrologer comes in to save the day. He's all, "Here's a golden rooster that will always crow when there's danger," and Dodon says, "I will give you anything you want," and the astrologer is like,
"The contract is sealed,"
and pieces out. Tsar Dodon is glad to have everything settled and falls asleep where he dreams of a beautiful woman. But right when things start getting heated, cock-a-doodle-doo, it's time for war. So the king is like, "Okay, fine, send off all the soldiers. I want to go back to sleep." So he dreams of the beautiful woman again, but cock-a-doodle-doo, it's time for war. And the king is like, "Well, shoot, I already sent off all the soldiers, so I guess I need to go in with all my oldest and weakest friends." End Act 1. Act 2 opens on the battlefield. The Tsar sees his two sons lying dead and he cries about it. Then there's this beautiful tent with an even more beautiful woman. Turns out she's the queen of the neighboring kingdom, but Dodon doesn't know that yet. She's also really beautiful and exotic, and he recognizes her as the woman of his dreams. So long story short, they get hitched and now she owns everything. And Act 2. Act 3 opens up back at the kingdom. Dodon and his new wife enter in a parade with trumpets and singing. The people shout, "All hail the Tsar and his wife," and the astrologer comes in and he's all, "Remember how you promised me anything? Well, I want your wife." And the Tsar is like, "Anything but that." So the astrologer is like, "Excuse me?" So Dodon beats him with his club, then the rooster pecks out his eyes, and then the whole town disappears except the astrologer, who's like, "I hope we all learned something here," which I mean, I guess I did, maybe? End of opera.